Look around you and then tell me, who is stronger than us? Who? Name one people on this earth who can put their hand on what we've built and take it.
So we're done listening. We've listened long enough. I say we bring him here, right here, in front of all of you, and we let him answer for himself. Where is he? Where is Hud?
Hood, wait. My brother here wants to ask you something. He says he's been praying to your one God all morning and his camel's still lame. So what's the trouble? Is your God busy?
You've told us for years that something is coming for us. So bring it. Bring it tonight, if you're telling the truth.
I've delivered to you what I was sent with. And if you turn away, my Lord will put another people in your place, and you will not harm him in the slightest. He watches over all things.
There, look at it! A cloud! It's a cloud! You hear it?
Say something! Say anything so I know where you are!
Who is that? I can't see.
You know Hud. Old family. His father was the one with the land past the eastern wilds.
That's Hud? What's he doing up there?
No idea. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. There is one Lord over all of this. The one your grandfathers knew about. The one you'll swear by when you're frightened. And what I'm asking you is simple. Worship him alone and stop setting other things beside him. You don't have another God. You never did. Look at what's around you, the water under this city, the height and the strength Allah gave you that no people before you were given. The gardens, the cattle, the children in your houses. Where do you think it came from for it? You didn't put in your hands. All I'm saying is, turn back to the one who put it there. Ask him to forgive you, and he'll open the sky over you and pour it down, and he'll add strength to the strength you already have. All right, Hud, say we do all this. What's it cost us? Because every man I've ever met who stands on a step and tells a crowd what to do, he wants something by the end of it. So let's hear it. What do you want? Money? You want us to follow you around, call you our chief? Nothing. I don't want a coin from you. Whatever this is worth, it's not you who pays me for it, it's the one who made me. I'm not standing here for myself, I'm standing here because I'm one of you. And I'd be a poor sort of man if I saw where this was going and said nothing.
I'll tell you what this is. No sound man spits on the gods that feed him. You've offended them, Hud. One of them has reached into you and turned something loose. I've seen it before. It always starts like this. Big words, that look in the eye.
Nothing is loose in me, and your gods put nothing there. They cannot reach me, and they cannot reach you. They don't hear you. They've never fed you. Everything you fear them doing to me, they are powerless to do. I bring you the truth from the Lord of the worlds, a man of your own, wanting nothing but that you don't walk off an edge you can't see.
Would you look at us? Chiefs of Ad.
The strongest men on the earth, and we've backed ourselves against a wall over one fellow and a sky that is very much still up where it belongs. I've known this man since we were boys with scraped knees. He's not possessed, and Bardsy's certainly no prophet.
He's tired, son. He's had too much of his own thinking. He's gone and frightened himself. It happens to the best of us.
Go home, brother. Sit in the shade. Let it pass.
Come on.
I said come!
Say it again. Say the thing you said in the doorway so your mother can hear it too.
I said he might be right.
He might be right.
You weren't there today. You walked off before he'd finished. I stayed, and I listened to the whole of it, and Father, nothing he said was mad. Every word made sense. He didn't ask anyone for a coin. He didn't ask us to follow him around like he's a chief. He just stood there and told the truth as plainly as a man can tell it.
The truth. And the truth is what? That your grandfather was a fool. That his father was a fool? That every man whose grave you pass on the way to the well threw his whole life away bowing to nothing? That's what you sat and swallowed today.
I don't have an answer for the graves. I don't. But when he said we didn't build any of this ourselves, that it was all just put in our hands, I couldn't find the thing that was wrong with it. And I've been looking for it the whole way home.
Listen to me. Look at my face. I don't care tonight who made the water. Do you hear me? I don't care. You can worship a stone or the sky or nothing at all, and I'll still call you my son in the morning. But if one man, one, sees you standing at Hood's shoulder in that market, then it's finished. Not just for you, for all of us.
So it's the neighbors. That's what all this is.
It's your life. It's the only name you'll ever have, and you're a breath from setting fire to it because a tired man on a step made you feel something. I'm not fighting you, boy. I'm trying to keep you out of a hole you can't see the bottom of. That's all a father is.
Son, eat something. Please. Whatever this is, it doesn't have to be finished tonight at this table over cold food.
Sweet as the day they were picked. Fill your basket, don't fill your neighbors. 2 handfuls for the price of 1 before the sun's up. Cloth from the coast, feel it before you say no. You won't feel finer between here and the sea. Last of the good grain, when it's gone, don't come to me tomorrow crying. Dates, sweet as the day they were picked. Fill your basket, don't fill your neighbors. 2 handfuls for the price of 1 before the sun's up.
Cloth from the coast! Feel it before you say no! You won't feel finer between here and the sea!
Cool water! Cool water here!
Take it or leave it, but don't complain later. I've got the stall to run, you know.
Careful where you stand today, friend. The sky's due to come down on us, or so I'm told. Best buy your dates quick, eh? Before the great disaster.
You're the woodcutter's son. Marthed, good lad. Do yourself a kindness. Don't be seen doing that. Standing here watching him like that. People notice, people talk. And your father's a decent man. He doesn't deserve what the talk would do to him. Go home, son.
You saw the square, same as I did. It's not the boys laughing that worries me. It's the ones who've gone quiet. A week ago, they'd have laughed loudest. Now they just listen, and they go home thinking about it.
It's in the houses now. That's the thing. I've heard of 3 families already at each other's throats over it. Sons on one side, fathers at the other. It's getting into the walls. You can't laugh a thing off once it's inside a man's own house.
Cool John thinks it burns itself out. Leave him be, make a fool of him, let it fade. I don't think it fades. I think every day we let him stand on that step and warn us, a few more of them start wondering what he's so sure about. And a people that starts wondering, that's not the people who built this city.
So then we stop leaving him be. We stop laughing and we call it. He keeps promising us this thing that's coming for us. Fine. Let him bring it. In front of everyone. And when nothing comes, there's nothing left of him.
Sweet dates! Get them while they last!
To the square! Every man of Ad to the square! Leave your stalls, leave your work! Get up and come! Move! Move!
You all know why you're here. So I'm not going to waste your afternoon. For months, one man, has stood in our streets and told us we're wrong. Wrong about our gods, our fathers, wrong about the very blood in our veins. So I want to ask you something, and I want to hear you answer. The men who dug these channels, your grandfathers, the men who raised these pillars out of bare sand with their own hands, were they fools?
The fathers who put the bread in your mouths and this city in your keeping, did they waste their whole lives bowing to nothing? Then who is he? One man, not a chief, not the strongest among us. One man who says every generation that ever stood on this earth before him was blind, and only he can see. And I'll ask you the last thing, the only thing that matters. Has he shown you one thing you can hold in your hand? One sign, one proof, anything at all but words and threats in a sky that is still, as we can all plainly see exactly where it has always been?
So we're done listening! We've listened long enough! I say we bring him here, right here, in front of all of you, and we let him answer for himself. Where is he? Where is Haz? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
The whole city's in the square, all of them, and they're calling for you. Huljan stood up and turned them, and now they want you brought in front of them, and it's not like the market. Nobody's laughing. There's something in them today I haven't seen before.
I can hear them.
Then don't go. Please, wait at least. Wait until it burns down, until they've gone home. A crowd like that, worked up like that, over one man. They could hurt you. I mean it, I saw their faces. If you walk into the middle of that, I don't think you walk back out.
Sit a moment. Look at me. You're frightened they'll take my life. So think it through with me. Every man breathing in that square, who gave him the breath?
Who set his heart beating this morning and can still it whenever Allah wills without asking his leave? Allah did. Their life is alone, son, same as mine. Man who's nothing of his own can't take anything from me. My time was written before I was born. No crowd on this earth moves it forward by a breath or pushes it back by one.
So it isn't courage taking me in there. Courage is for men who think it's all up to them. I was sent, and the one who sent me does not leave a man to stand alone. I'll walk in. I'll say what I was given to say. What comes after belongs to Allah, not to Huljan, and not to that crowd.
Well, he came. Good. Months you've stood in our streets warning us, threatening us. Something's coming, you keep saying, a punishment. So here we all are, every man of Ad in one place. Bring it. Call it down right now where we can watch. If there's a word of truth in you, show us.
And when nothing comes, and nothing will, you'll never stand on a step in this city again. We're done being warned by a man with empty hands.
I call Allah to witness what I am about to say, and I want every one of you to witness it with me. I have nothing to do with the things you set up next to Allah. Nothing.
So go on, all of you, together. Every chief, every man in this square, and every idol you think is standing at your back, do your worst to me, and don't even give me the time to draw breath. Try.
Because I've placed my trust in Allah, my Lord, and yours, whether you'll say it or not. There isn't a living thing on this earth that Allah does not hold by its forehold. Not a bird, not a beast, not one man standing in this square. Not you, Kuljan. My Lord does not stray, and I have put the whole of myself in my Lord's hands.
I've said everything I was sent to say. There's nothing left in my hands. Turn away from it if you want. Allah will clear this land of you and settle a people on it who listen, and you won't have cost Allah a thing. Not one thing. Allah has watched every step you've taken, and Allah is watching this one. Where's the fire then? Where's this sky that was gonna come down on us? I stood in that square and I told him to bring it, and here we all are, warm and fed, and not a stone's dropped. A prophet whose punishment doesn't come is just a man who talks. That's all he ever was.
It should have rained by now.
Water?
Wait. The well by the east wall's gone dry altogether. They're all walking to the deep one now, and there's a line at it from before the sun's up. How long do you think, before that one goes too?
The southern herds are finished. Half the gardens won't come back even if it rains tomorrow. People are starting to talk, Huljan. You know what they're saying.
Then tell them to stop saying it. It's a dry spell. We've had dry spells. It breaks.
It always breaks.
There! Look! Look at it! A cloud! It's a cloud!
Rain! It's rain! It's finally rain!
You hear it?
No, listen to me, all of you, listen one last time. That is not your rain. That is the thing you dared me to bring. It's here. This is what you asked for, and it is coming for every one of you.
He can't even let us have the rain. Even now, look at him, begging you to be afraid of water.
Man's oldest mistake was to measure his strength against other men. He looked at who was below him and called himself high. But strength was never the thing he owned. It was the thing he was lent. And what is lent to one can be lent to another, to a wind, to a morning, to a single passing cloud. A wall is built to keep the world out. A roof to hold the sky above a man's head. A city to say to time, we were here and we will stay. But there is a kind of strength that answers to no wall. The roof cannot hold it out. The wall cannot keep it back. The years a man built to outlast him do not outlast a single afternoon. A punishment that comes slowly is not only punishment. 7 nights is a long time. It is long enough to run, long enough to call out, long enough to say the one word a man spent his whole life refusing to say. The door does not close in an afternoon. It closes slowly, and a man may watch it close and still not reach for it.
By the morning it was over. They had thought the timing was theirs. Bring it today, they said. But a man does not decide when the sky answers him. The warner could not bring it one day sooner. The ones who mocked could not push it one day away.
This is what the wind leaves. A people who built to be remembered forever are remembered now by a few stones. The desert has not yet finished swallowing. They asked a question once, out loud, in the square. Who is stronger than us? For a long time no one answered them, and they took the silence for an answer of its own. But a silence is not a no. Sometimes it is only patience. And the patience that held the sky still over their heads for all those years was never weakness, and they spent every day of it laughing. And a few walked out of it, the ones the whole city had laughed at. They carried nothing but themselves and what they had believed. Every people is given a time to be raised, a time to be warned, and a time that the warning runs out. They thought the time was theirs to set. It was never theirs. It came when it was written to come, not a breath early, not a breath late. And it will come the same way for every nation that comes after them, and reads their story, and believes it could never be them.